What's up, guys? In this video, I want to talk about how I made $473 in profit flipping a camera. Okay. And now I flip cameras all the time. Okay. But this is one of the largest flips that I've ever done. And I just wanted to share with everybody. I think you guys will love it. So let's just dive right into it. And before we do that, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that. I really appreciate it. So does the algorithm. So let's get into it. So how did I make $473 in profit off of a camera? Well, let's look, right? So let me share my screen. I'll show you guys the proof that I bought it. So here's the proof that I bought it. This is the bill of sale. My bill of sales are digital. They came from a Facebook ad. The item was sold on this date. This was the amount that it was sold for. This is the exact camera. And then you can see that they signed it and all of that. This was the camera right here. Now this was one of my larger flips. This one was really cool. You guys can see that I was buying it at a Starbucks. So I bought this for $500. Okay, now let's go to eBay and just to prove that I sold it. It sold for $1,049. Now, after fees and shipping and everything, it came out to around $473 in total profit. But this is how it works, guys. Like, and it sold, what was the date? So I bought it on, when did I buy this? Look at that. So I bought this device on the 27th, right here. So the 27th. And then this item sold on so I listed it on the 28th. I don't know the exact date that it sold though. Trying to figure out where that was. Oh, well, anyway, it only sold a couple of days later. So I think it sold on March 1st. I think that's when it was last updated. So it sold on March 1st. It only took a couple of days, $473 in profit. That was fantastic. So how do you flip cameras, right? How did I do this? How did I appraise it, right? So this one was a little bit more difficult to appraise. It took a little bit of it took a little bit. Let's just put it that way. I had to look it up on Google. I had to look it up on eBay. I had to look it up in a couple of different places, right? But essentially, what I ended up doing is I copied this right here. So let's go ahead and do this. I asked for the model number. He gave me the model number, and then I was able to just look everything up. So if we go here, let's go to sold items. Let's go to sold all the way down here at the bottom. As you guys can see, this one was for repair parts. So I didn't base anything off of that one. So this is one that I saw. This one sold for $1,399. This one was in a little bit better condition though. So I didn't think I could get as much. I probably would have waited for a little while. These two were parts, definitely parts as well here, or pre-owned, I guess. These guys must have shipped. I don't know why they sold so low. This was mine, and here are the ones that I based it off of right here. So, oh right, on cameras you need to know like the amount of hours that they have been used. You can find that in the settings. So that is something sellers or buyers ask a lot, is how many hours are on the camera, right? So that's something you'll want to know. You can also use that as a negotiation tactic when you're meeting up with people to buy cameras, if that's something you want to do. So yeah, so I based it off of these. These are pretty apples to apples comparisons. Now I did lower mine. I think mine had 200 hours on it. I think that's what it was. So I sold it for around this price, which I was happy with. I bought it for 500, so I was very happy with that. So that's how I did that, guys. Like, that's how I made money off of this camera. Now, cameras a lot of them are very expensive, and sometimes they're a little difficult to look up, but don't be afraid of that, okay? I typically go for a 50 to almost a 70% profit margin on cameras, simply because I don't actually know if it's going to sell a lot of the time, because they take longer to sell. They're not something that sells like a phone within 4 seconds, right? So there's a couple of different things that go into this, okay? Now, a good place to learn about this is my free Facebook group. You guys can join that below. And then I should have a guide to flipping cameras coming out pretty soon. But essentially, the way that flipping cameras works, guys, is the number one thing you need is the model number. Like once you have the model number, you can look it up, or the name of the camera. For example, a Canon 7D. You can look that up and see how much it's worth. Now, a couple of things with cameras: the lens. Do not appraise it with the lens. Typically, if you do, lowball people. Okay. But I try to appraise the cameras as the body, and then I will look up the lens separately and then kind of combine them together, because sometimes a lens can be broken, you don't know it. So it's very important to test these things whenever you meet up to buy a camera. A couple of the things to test on cameras: turn it on. Like if you don't turn it on, you don't know if it works, right? So make sure you can turn it on. If you can't turn it on, I would try to renegotiate the price or have them get batteries or something, right? Whenever this guy actually brought me this camera the first time, it wasn't charged. I'm like, I was kind of like, dude, I'd probably only offer you like $200. Like, I don't know if this thing turns on. I'm not going to go buy a big battery for it. So he went home, he found the charger, and then we met up the next day, right? So make sure it is charged up, make sure it turns on, snap a photo with it, right? Make sure everything works correctly, make sure it zooms well, make sure that picture quality is good. Check the hours on the camera, see how many hours and like minutes and stuff is on there, just to, save yourself the headache. And be thorough with the cameras, okay? Because I can't tell you guys how many times I bought a camera and then something's broken in it and then I break even or lose money. Okay, so, but flipping cameras is very profitable. Okay, I always recommend getting a bill of sale with any electronic device, no matter what. Totally up to you though, whatever you want to do, right? But that's how I made $473 flipping a camera. Now that is by far the largest amount of money I've made on a camera so far. But hey, that's awesome, right? So go out and flip some cameras, guys. I'll have guides in the stuff below the description. Make sure to join my free Facebook group. I think you guys will love it. I post content in there all the time. Also follow me on my TikTok flips. So I post a lot of my flips on TikTok just because it's kind of fun and people love it. So I'll see you guys, and make sure to hit that like, subscribe button. And I appreciate you guys watching this video so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one.